Alright guys, here we go with another sharpening video, Tormek T8. Does it say T8? Yeah, right here, T8. This is the Japanese Waterstone, 4,000 grit. I just finished sharpening a kitchen knife, my first one. Kind of a beater, but look at that beautiful mirror edge on it. And yes, it is every bit as sharp as you would think, with that mirror edge on it. That's beautiful. So we're going to sharpen one of my regulars. We're going to do the off-grid full-size cleaver, one of my favorite knives. So this one's factory sharp right now. And all that means is, however it came from the factory is how sharp it is. It will sharpen, or it will cut paper right now. But we've got some engraving on the edge there, which is fine. That doesn't affect the sharpness at all. And yes, it will cut paper, no problem. But we're going to make it a lot sharper. This, however, will not shave. These typically do not come sharp enough to shave with. So I'm going to cover this beautiful blade that we just got done engraving, Black Widow, if you can see that, for this customer. Get that all covered up nice. I don't want to put any marks on that knife. This is the Tormek jig, which I really like. A lot nicer than the Lansky model. Of course, it's two very different systems, but the Lansky model is kind of junky. I do have one knife that I kind of have to use that with. The Tormek is not good for this one particular knife. So let's get this on here real nice and snug. We're not touching. Don't over tighten this. You can't move it with mild pressure. It's going to be fine. And I'm going to clean this real quick, and then I'm going to adjust the angle. These I sharpen at 20 degrees. This is the cleaning stone. As I said a minute ago, this is the 4,000 grit Japanese Waterstone, which I see a lot of guys talk about, oh yeah, it's kind of expensive, and, well, I guess that depends. If you're just, trying to sharpen a Walmart pocket knife, then get yourself a Lansky for 40 bucks on Amazon and use that. Unfortunately, I have to use that for these knives. These have an inside curve, which doesn't really fit anywhere on here. I have seen some rounded stones, which I haven't been able to find again for sale, that I think would work on that, but we'll find out. Let me turn this back off real quick. Let's find our angle. I'm not going to go too in depth about the angle here, but I'm looking for 20 degrees before I set that up there. Let's adjust this marker here to 20 degrees. The last one was at about 18.5 to 19. There's 19. I'm sorry, there's 20. You want this on the stone and this flush against the blade. I don't have an extra camera guy here to hold this up and show you, so you're going to have to take my word for this a little bit. There's plenty of guys out there with this same video. Now we're way, way, way off, so we need to come down quite a bit. Come down some more. Going down with this is much easier than going up. We're pretty damn close there. Let's go just a little bit more. Pretty close. You can adjust it here as well. I've got that maxed out to one direction right now. So there is a little curve in the knife. So it's not going to be exactly flush. But that's okay. We're very, very close. So I'm starting with the 4,000 grit, only because this knife is already very, very sharp. Now, of course, you can mark the edge of the blade with the Sharpie, which I guess I can show you that real quick and see. This will give you an idea if you're at the same angle or not. I'm not going to mark both sides because I'm sure they're at the same angle. So I'm going to mark this with a Sharpie. I don't like doing this on engraved knives, because this can get in the engraving. But it's not permanent on steel, unfortunately. Now I can turn it on, make a little mark. And I see where it hit just now. I'm going to take my Sharpie off there, so my angle's off just a hair. And this blade is not flat. And at 4,000 grit, you're not really taking much off. So it looks like I haven't hit the edge at all. So maybe I need to bring it to a little bit steeper angle. So I'm going to come up just a hair. And you can take a look and see what part of the knife is touching. Let's come up just a hair more. Let's give it a little spin and see. 4,000 grit, you're hardly taking anything off. So it's not like you really can damage your knife doing this. So if I'm cutting a lot lower, but I still haven't got there. So I'm gonna raise this a little bit more. So now we're more like at 22, 23 degrees. I guess these do vary. I've sharpened a lot of these knives. And I don't want to change the bevel on this knife. Okay, we need to cut just a hair more, we'll be right there. I think we'll be good there. Let's go and clean this one more time. I'm not sure if that's Sharpie on there or if that's material I've taken off already. Always make sure you keep your trough completely full of water. Do not let it run dry. I'm pretty low right now. So now we're nice and full again. Take another pass and see where we're at with our angle. And be careful with pocket knives. You can easily bump this part of the knife into it. So keep an eye on what you're doing. So now I think we're just about perfect. Actually, we need to come up just a little tiny bit more. Not too much. There we go. We should be right on right now. I kind of have to lift this up off the rail a little bit because this knife is not flat. And of course this wheel is flat. I got no burr yet. I do have some shine coming though. Maybe tiny. I'm going to come up just another, not even a millimeter. Now I think we're getting it. Making a little sound now. The other side is not really making any sound at all because it's already really smooth. Hardly making a sound. Yeah, we're definitely getting there. We got our angle right. A few more passes and we'll be done. See the water travels up the blade. It's a good indicator where you're cutting. Actually, this not really cutting, more polishing than anything. Yeah, we're getting it. Remember, this knife was sharp before I started. Easily sliced through paper. But this client wants to be able to shave with this knife. I don't think he's going to shave with the knife. And it's not really a practical edge if you're going to be using it heavy duty, but this is more of a showpiece. Probably going to show off to his buddies that he's got a super sharp knife. Now we're coming along nicely. Sharp. Definitely sharper than it was. Get a nice mirror polish on there as well. We'll give it a little cleaning here. Finish it up. Should have a mirror finish on this in another couple minutes. Notice it's hardly making a sound. It's already very sharp. Yep, I say mirror finish. Mirror finish doesn't mean it's sharp. That just means it's polished. It's gotta be the right angle as well. I know because I've screwed up plenty of knives. Fortunately, I've been able to fix all my screw-ups. However, we have engraved knives with the wrong design or the wrong spot or all kinds of stuff, and I just kind of put those in the junk drawer for a long time. And now, instead of doing that, got a little burr on this side. Instead of doing that, I just polish them. Take them to mirror finish, and nobody's the wiser. Nobody knows that their beautiful mirror finish knife was a mistake at some point. We don't engrave very deep. One more on this side, maybe two more on the other side. We should be good. Okay. We're almost there, boys and girls. Not quite. Almost. At this point, I'm just moving a micro burr around. I'm looking to get it around a 0.45 to a 0.6. Very respectable. Not quite there. And we're getting close. I gotta hustle. My wife is cooking dinner right now. I'm late for dinner, I got a problem.
Hola.
Hola.
How's it going?
Almost done.
Are we doing the air take tonight? I gotta change so I can.
I think we kind of need to do it when it's not dark outside, so we can see what the hell we're doing.
And we don't really have that much light. I mean, we do.
It won't fit in here, that's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, we could put forward and then put all the lights we have on it, but actually it might work. How deep is their intake? It's right on top, right?
Mm-hmm.
On your truck? It might work. You might have enough lights.
Remember, we're telling your mom we're just putting an air filter in.
Okay.
Because this new one improves gas mileage.
I mean,
That's true, it does.
It is. But it also makes the car. It doesn't make it sound louder too.
Mm-hmm.
And quieter.
Not to tell your mom that part.
No, it makes it say it's quieter.
We just won't floor it when she's in the truck.
You know what would be a cool modification there down the road? You know how, like on the new, like Mustang, Camaros, and all those things, they have neighborhood mode? Or even Mercedes, they have like a quiet mode.
Never heard of it.
And then, like you close the valves or whatever, and then they have a loud mode that's just insane.
I didn't know that came on stock cars.
They've been doing it, like the Mercedes E63S does it. There's a few high-end cars that have it.
Can you get me a fresh sheet of paper? Like maybe one of the notepads?
Yeah, I got it. We need to just get one of those for here.
Let's see my problem spot.
Yeah. Two things. One, she wants you to go inside and wash your hands so you can cut the bread and stuff.
Okay. Am I going to use a knife to cut the bread?
Probably.
Great. Tell him about 90 seconds from being done, and I'll be right in.
Okay. And then, oh, where's our bands?
She had them upstairs.
I thought so. Well, the bands are upstairs.
How would I know?
I didn't know that either.
Last pass.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, I think we got it pretty sharp. This is Oz-8 steel, so this is a really hard steel, so it doesn't sharpen super fast, and it's a thick blade. I'll be doing a video this weekend of me shaving, which I'm not going to do with this knife. See the mirror edge on it? Much different. Oops. What happened there? I got a rough spot in it still. Okay, more work after dinner.
Alright guys, we're going to take one more shot at this. Didn't quite get it sharp enough. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. I suspect it won't take long. This is an odd shaped blade. You gotta really keep it moving. I noticed that most of the black was in the center. That's good. Water's a little dirty, but like I said, this one's got a magnet in it, so it's really not that big a deal. So we're going to tape it up real quick. This is the one, yeah, we got a mirror finish on there, but we're still missing. Just a little bit isn't quite right. And it looks like right in here, we could do a little bit more work and get a little bit better edge on it. It can't improve much. It's very, very sharp now. We may do the arm test, but I've got big bald spots already. My wife told me to stop doing that because I got all these bald spots in my arms. But unfortunately, somehow, some way, I don't always listen to my wife, if you can believe that. Okay. Again, this is the off-grid cleaver. Full size, they do have a miniature one, which I really like as well. We've got a really nice compact version of this same knife. Actually, it's probably in my pocket. Okay, that's pretty tight. Where is it? Yeah, I do have it. So this is the compact version. It's my logo, GorillaProCustoms. Nice little geometric design there. So I'll just show you the difference in the size. Should probably put the smaller one in front, yeah? So this is pretty even here. You can see it's quite a bit smaller. About an inch and change. Yeah, that's about right. So this one is stupid sharp, so we're gonna get this one stupid sharp. Let's just, for the fun of it, let's see how we're doing on the angle. So we will mark this. Let's see what we're doing. Wow, it's pretty damn sharp. I really don't think this is necessary, but I'll do it. just mark the edge with black Sharpie. So we'll see what we're actually doing with this blade. That water's pretty dirty, but that shouldn't really affect anything. Like I said, it's got the magnet that picks up the metal shavings. Well, it took the Sharpie off perfectly, so we're grinding perfectly. Give it a couple more swings. All that Sharpie's gone except for the spot I just missed when I kind of went crazy with it. Be very careful you don't hit your handles. Some are so close I tape up the handles as well. Just to be sure, but this 4000 grit is so fine. I'm not saying it's okay to hit it, but not the end of the world if you do. Well, we're actually a little duller than we were before. Make a few more passes. Alright, hit the handle again. One of my concerns is, as I move this back and forth, I have noticed that the adjusting handle has a tendency to turn. That concerns me because that could adjust the angle slightly as I'm moving along. And getting a good sharp edge is about being consistent, probably more than anything. So if you're constantly changing your angle, then you're clearly not going to be consistent. Probably should use two hands for this, matter of safety. Probably shouldn't do this with a knife in your non-dominant hand. It's pretty good, but looks can be deceiving. But you'll notice it's really not making hardly a sound. So we're just taking off microns at this point. Let's see how this is. Well, it looks phenomenal. It feels pretty good, but not quite amazing. I think we've got some more work to be done on this side. As I mentioned before, be careful you don't get your shirt in this. I probably should have this a little bit closer to the edge of the table. So I'm not having to lean over so far, and this is probably a little bit high. There's a little tiny burr there. Let's knock that down real quick. Let me rephrase it. Let's fold that over. Give it a little check. You've got to get it fairly close to really sharp, and you got to have your bevel right on before you start with the 4000. But this is a pretty sharp knife to start with. It was by no means razor sharp. It was just pretty sharp. What I'm doing now is I'm just looking for consistencies in the edge. I'm getting the light to shine on it to kind of show me, am I missing any spots? And this is not a straight knife at all. You can look here and see. That's a long way from straight. So it takes a lot of moving around by hand. So you can't just count on the stone being flat and hoping it all works out. This does take some finesse, so there is a such thing as getting good at this. As far as I know, there's no automatic system that kind of dummy proofs this process and makes it impossible to do a terrible job. So we'll give it a little bit more time. And be patient with this. I'm probably the least patient person you're going to meet in your whole life. And I really have to practice my patience because I like to see results immediately. Which that's just... Okay, there we go. A nice breakthrough there. Really not much to do on this side. It's virtually not making a sound. I'm getting a little sound right there at the base, but not much, and it's pretty dull there. Move it back to the other side. And as I said, this angle and this level of sharpness is way beyond what's necessary for a everyday carry pocket knife. I'd probably be more inclined to do, say, 25-degree angle on something I'm going to carry every day if I don't want to sharpen my knife all the time. You're going to really decrease the life of the blade keeping it this sharp because it doesn't take much to dull the knife at all when it's got that fine of an edge on it. And imagine taking the razor from your bathroom and opening a cardboard box with it. You certainly wouldn't be able to shave with it the next time you used it. And that's virtually what we're doing here, is putting an edge just about that fine on this pocket knife. But like I said, most of my clients don't everyday carry these blades. We engrave them with all kinds of fancy stuff. Sometimes we polish them, sometimes we Cerakote them. I do carry really fancy knives because I make them, so I can always make another one. I can always, if I mess up an edge, I can always bring it in here and get it sharpened back up nice. So to me, it's not that big a deal to everyday carry a blade that's this sharp. And like I said, this is my business. So clients who buy these knives from me are oftentimes impressed when they can shave with them right out of my pocket right after I've just opened a dozen cardboard boxes with that blade. And most factory edges of all the knives I've ever gotten won't do that, and they certainly won't do that after you open a bunch of boxes. So let's see how we're doing. We got to be getting close. It's feeling pretty good. I can see a spot that's no good right there. Let's hit that real carefully. Right there. When it sounds the same all the way across, you've probably got a sharp edge, or at least a consistent edge. Still may not be sharp. Being consistent is very important. Well, see, all the engraving is gone from the very edge, so we've cut down just a little bit, at least what the laser took off. I think we're just about there. Of course, I've been saying that for what, 25-30 minutes? I'm feeling for a micro burr right here. I'm really not going to use any pressure at all. Let's just get that last little bit standing up the way I want it to stand up. It may be there now. Alright, let's try it one more time. No, we're still not there. You know what I'm going to check? I'm just going to check and see what angle we're actually at right now. Who knows, I did a lot of adjusting before. So we're quite a ways from where we used to be. Let me loosen this up. Let's see where it lands. So right there, we are at, holy crap, we're at 27 degrees. Let's take that down to 23. Give it a few more passes at 23 and see what we can do. I can do the adjustments with this. All right, there's 23 degrees. Let's do a little bit more. That's why we're not getting the edge we want. Our angle's way off. The other video, well, it's going to probably be the end of this video, or the beginning of this video. I don't really remember why I did it that way. I probably have to watch the video and see. And I may completely go over the audio for this, so I don't look like an idiot, but whatever. Put a little water in there. Okay, that might make all the difference right there. I can hear a big difference. It won't take much. A couple degrees. A knife that's already very sharp. Shouldn't take much at all. Holy cow, there it is. There it is. Probably two real light passes here. Got one more here. Had it, and we lost it. Man, I had a great sharp edge, but it went away. Let's get this good and clean. Get all the steel shavings out of here. Okay. there. As I said, you gotta be patient. And if you're a lifelong Tormek user and you have a suggestion, I'm wide open to it. I'm by no means a professional knife sharpener. I do this out of necessity. I started out just a big fan of having lots of knives, and somehow found myself in the business. And I got a laser engraver from my company to do other stuff. Did a couple of knives, and before you know it, we're doing knives all the time. Off-grid is definitely my favorite brand of knife to use. We keep thousands of off-grid knives in stock. And we sell a bunch of them. And I'll engrave any knife, but honestly I'm really comfortable with these. Disassembling, sharpening. I'm familiar with the steel they use. I know how much power to use the laser. I have it all down. But we do anybody's knives. We do lots of guns as well. This is pretty cool. So here is my personal firearm I carry every day. Put a little laser engraving on that. Put my signature on it. Set that there out of the way. And we could do much crazier designs. I just like something real simple and basic. Just to personalize it, make it mine. There. Let's just check one thing real quick. Let's see if this adjuster has turned and switch my angle again. Nope, I'm still right on it. Alright, let's do a couple light passes and call this a wrap. And the harder the steel, the longer this takes, especially when you get big corrections to make. Now we hit it. Boom. It's done. Now I feel confident we have a really, really sharp knife. So we'll pop the jig off, get rid of the tape, dry it off. Let's see if we do better on the paper test this time. And if you're doing this, use some common sense. Never clean your knife in a way that you would end up cutting yourself. As I'm doing this, I'm pushing away from the blade the whole time. Never, ever, ever go towards the blade. I know that seems like common sense, but I've seen plenty of videos on YouTube where people didn't follow that, and the knife cut right through the towel, and of course it cut right through their finger as well. So don't be that guy. So you can see there, get a really nice consistent edge. Looks nothing like the stock edge. I have one here, it's a little different knife, but this will give you an idea. This is one I haven't messed with yet. This is a different style blade. I just want to give you some comparison. This is the Sea Dog, one of my favorites. So let's see if we can get these here together. So the Sea Dog is sharp, but it certainly doesn't have a mirror finish on the edge. Not even close. But it's sharp. It's certainly sharp, but it's not that kind of sharp. It's not mirror finish sharp. So there you go. So let's see, I have a few scraps of paper left. Let's see how this does. Yep, much better. Alright, this is getting kind of sketchy. See if I got a bigger piece here. And you can tell lots of knives will cut paper, but if it leaves it really rough, right in here, it'll still cut paper, but if it's rough, it means it's sharp, but it's not super sharp. That's sharp. I want to do the arm test, but I'll be honest with you, all these bald patches on my arm, I'm kind of getting over it. I guess we could do this right here. That is my arm hair. Could it be sharper? It could go a little sharper. You can see the hair on the blade there. So it couldn't get much sharper, but yeah, I could probably get another 10% sharper if I spent some more time on it, but this is, like I said, this is not a utility blade. This is kind of a, I'm sure my customer will just show off and show his buddies, hey, look, the edge is mirror finished and whatever. I like that stuff. There you go.